morning. Welcome to Open House Thursday on Your View. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Good morning, ladies.
Hello.
And we have Morenica in the building.
Welcome to
Hi,
the show.
Morenica.
Yeah, hello.
Morenica is one of the fans of Your View. She loves the program. I think we actually went to give her a surprise visit recently.
Yeah.
So we now thought of bringing you on the show, you know, to just have the conversation with us because we know you like Thursdays.
Yeah, I love Thursdays, yeah.
How are you doing, Morenica?
I'm good, thank you.
As a family, work?
Good, good.
We know you're an interior decorator, so we're saying, look around and see what you can do for us. You know?
Don't worry.
Like, come on, put your signature on this.
Don't worry, you'll see the direct signature
Hey,
here.
that's
I
what's
promise.
up. How you doing, Uwa?
And she's doing Azimi things too.
That's true. Yeah, what's Azimi?
Ramadan.
That's only when I
That's
see
right.
Morenica covering her hair.
I'm in the spirit.
During
I
Ramadan.
pray all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the spirit.
Yeah,
Okay,
in
no
the
problem. All right. So we'll be very good today.
Yes.
How you
very
doing,
nice.
Uwa?
I'm good. Today we're having valedictory service, so we're going to have the valedictorian of the year, which is fantastic. It's just like as if it was yesterday, like the one for last year happened, and it tells me something that my son is going to year 5 very soon. We graduate and go to secondary school. It's an amazing.
That's good.
I feel very, very, fly this morning.
Yeah, I see the red, because red is your color. You
Yeah.
always pop with red.
It brings
you
my
like
spirit
sunshine?
alive.
This morning,
You
right?
are sunshine.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm very happy. Valedictory for me also. Last year when I attended, I was hoping my children would get picked to be in that school. I really wanted them to be in that particular school, and I was like, I'm using faith. I'm connecting, and it all played out and worked out well. My children are in the school I'm very happy about. So
That's good.
And also, I'm going to attend again today and start collecting first in maths, first in English, first in It's not by faith, madam. No, but you see, when you believe your children can achieve it, you push them to achieve it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You know, so that's it for me.
All right, let's believe. All right. I know this is
How have you
actually
been coping with
Nanny.
yes, nanny-less situations?
She even called me yesterday, started apologizing that she's sorry that Jao, we didn't fight too. That there was a staircase in my house. It was just too much for her. She couldn't. Her legs were swollen. That she's so sorry that she didn't. She's really sorry for just abandoning the kids.
Jehovah.
I'm like, no problem. I mean, like, I'm like, what do
She
you call
thought
it
about it
the
after she left.
Anyways, that's all we can take this one because we have so much gist today. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll look through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're going to start with the Punch. Major headline: National Assembly crisis, Tambuwal peace moves crumble. Dogara, Bajabia Miller groups opt for caucus election. You can see a picture here of Ohakim Nyako, son remanded in EFCC custody. Jonathan's response to Chibok girls kidnapped poor, says Buhari. FCE lecturer forges results for postal workers. Building collapse. Coroner wants synagogue church prosecuted. And mastermind of Judge Zaria bombings arrested, says Defense Headquarters. Lots and lots. The same story is pretty much all throughout. So let's just pick one story in Punch. Which one sticks out?
The
FCE lecturer. What was that about?
FCE is the Federal College of Technology in, FCE is Federal College of Education in Akoka. And it happens that one of the lecturers, his name is Bola Temiye, he's 46 years old, decided to forge the results of 2 workers of the National Postal Service, Nigeria Postal Service. They wanted to get promoted, and as it was requested that they should bring their results. Now, their result wasn't so, they didn't, maybe the result was forged to favor them and make it look like they passed out with higher grades. Now, Nigeria Postal Services now sent the results given to them to the technical school to verify the certificate and found out that it was fake, and they traced it back to this lecturer, that he was the one that collected just 10,000 naira from both of them. For 20,000 naira, now he's being prosecuted on the matter, you know. So I think moral issue.
Lecturer?
Really,
it's a
moral
big
issue.
issue. For a lecturer to
issue.
collect 10,000.
10,000 naira, I'm wondering.
No, I'm saying that it means that something is wrong somewhere.
Exactly.
It's moral, the moral decadence.
No, even outside moral. I'm even saying that how well paid are these lecturers?
No, but lecturers
Yes.
are well paid right now. A lot of our lecturers
We
right
don't
now,
know that for
I don't know
a
for
You don't know for
education.
this one, for a
I don't know
fact.
for education, but I know in the universities, lecturers are well paid. There is no excuse for cutting corners.
I know there's no excuse.
They
You
do,
know
yeah.
that I'm not
Yeah.
one to make
I
excuses for
under-
people. I'm just saying, you
That
know,
20,000 naira.
for
Why would
20,000
you-
naira, you want to now jeopardize your own
entire future.
Career.
Probably
The
has been
career.
doing it and getting away with it because you know we have people that have occupied high positions. One of our chairman of NME was actually not a qualified doctor, and he was occupying a position that high.
All right,
so
let's
people
move
don't
on to-
verify.
let's
All
move on
schools
to-
should verify all those kind of things now.
The Nation, as I said, the headlines are pretty much the same. House crisis, Gbajabiamila rejects Dogara's peace deal. Government to take care of Chibok girls' parents. Collapsed building, synagogue indicted. 37 teachers killed in Zaria blast, says NUT. All right, let's talk about this Gbajabiamila once and for all. What's going on? This issue of the deal, they're giving to him and he's rejected it.
Well, the option they've decided to go for, which is to do an election within the caucus, is a good one.
Hopefully, because according to what I read was that
which was what
the
the
Dogara
Senate-
group had offered them, they had actually offered the Gbajabiamila group the opportunity to select the 6 key positions. However, they said the caveat is you cannot select somebody from the southwest and the northeast because the Dogara and his deputy are already from southeast and northeast and southwest.
What I want to say, because you know the senator Bola Saraki, is it Bola? Senator Saraki, who is the Senate president, said that caucuses should decide. Bukola Saraki, thank you. Caucuses should decide that it is not something any party should submit and nobody should be negotiating. So if he said caucuses worked for his own, then the fact that Gbajabiamila has said that they should face caucus and elect from caucus should work for them too.
Well, hopefully, we'll see how that goes. If they go with the election routes, hopefully they will now speak
I
out.
think there'll be peace. Let there be peace.
All right, moving on to the next paper. Vanguard. Building collapse. Court indicts Joshua's Synagogue Church. Money laundering. Nyako Hakim docked, denied bail. Troops arrest alleged mastermind of Zaria just bombings. Let's talk about this
The collapsed
synagogue.
building,
Okay.
well,
Synagogue, yes.
The synagogue matter. I read the reports, and right now what's the name of that company?
Coroner.
the company
The Corona,
is
yeah. So
the,
they have
the
they
two
have-
names.
They've indicted synagogue to say that they should be held responsible for that collapsed building, and you know they are disregarding that claim that was saying that it was the helicopters and all that. So I think what should be done is that synagogue has to take full responsibility, but the church members, they are coming out to say that no, you shouldn't blame the church for the collapsed building.
Let me ask Morenike, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know you also, you follow this story. What are your thoughts? Now the coroner has said that they are guilty. Do you think the church should take responsibility, or they should actually still appeal this matter?
Well, in my opinion, I feel the church should take responsibility. You know, church should take responsibility and do what should be done.
Because the South Africans are actually praising them, saying that that's a good, praising the coroner for the report.
Yes,
What I got from the story, really, a lot of expectations were placed on the coroner because everything was pending until their results got out. The first thing is they said that building had no approval. That is a major offense. Even any organization building such a structure without approval should be prosecuted. Also, the 2 engineers that were in charge, the structural engineers in charge, also are held, that they are also recommended that they should be prosecuted for criminal negligence. Because engineers, we had someone on the show.
Tokwe, in Lagos, tell me how many buildings I'm not playing this thing, but tell me how many buildings have truly gotten approval before they went ahead to build.
So that means there's more problem to be resolved.
But you see, this is a church where you have lots of people going there all the time.
Yeah, there are structural issues.
There are private buildings, that's your business. If the government finds you, if they don't find you, that's your business. But for a public building where lots of people
that kind
are
of
coming
massive
in,
lives,
you should have all the paperwork correct. And there should be no excuse.
I was telling you guys that our new school building, it took 2 years
just to get paperwork.
And they said that they would not move an inch until those paperwork are complete.
Let's move on very quickly.
So how many people are patient, to that level?
Let's move on to Daily Sun. Boko Haram makes shocking demand. Release our men, we free Chibok girls. Buhari laments reliance on neighbors to fight terrorism. And just Zaria bombings, blast masterminds arrested. Collapsed building. Coroner indicts synagogue for DPO's removal.
Yeah, we said that.
Court remands Ohakim Nyako sons in custody. All right, what story jumps at anybody here?
Yeah, well, the Boko Haram story, it still breaks my heart. It's been over a year now, and we're talking about children. And I learned about 14 parents of the parents died because of the stress-related, of course. You understand, you know how it is when your kids are taken away from you. You don't even know where they are, and you just hear different things. They have married them off to my fighters because the guy, Shekau, said, I've married all of them off to my fighters. Some of them, they're now fighters, and you know, like that. A lot has happened. And for me, the last year when they proposed that they should negotiate, let's swap. You know, yet some people said, no, why should that happen? I understand when you look at it from that point of view, you know, but from a parent point of view, emotional and sentiment, and looking at the children.
So do you think our president should swap?
Well, I think, you know, let's keep the children back first. If we can have them back, then from there we can move on and do. You know, we can't keep these children there forever.
I read
a few days ago, the spokesperson for Buhari, for President Buhari, said that they are willing to negotiate with
they're not adverse to it.
Yeah, they're not adverse to negotiation. And also in the Punch, we had the story, the president saying that it was the mismanagement of this situation by the previous administration that caused all this crisis. That he felt that if the moment it happened, they addressed it.
We don't want to hear the what if, could have, should have.
What do we want to
hear? We already know the issues. All of us are in this country when it happened. Don't worry. We're all in this country.
We all know what happened.
Yes. Something else. We're saying that attacks recently have been carried out. That's what the president, I'm just quoting the president. But what I'm saying right now is that attacks recently have been carried out by teenage girls. Back to back, all the recent attacks spread across the country. Who are these girls?
Who are they?
Exactly.
Are they not the the Chibok girls that I was seeing?
Pray not to.
Speculations.
All right, let's move on to The Guardian. Major headline, CBN spent $12.3 billion on restricted items in 5 months. Reps relationship crisis, okay, we talked about that already. EFCC arraigns Ohakim Nyako to charge Lamido and Sons. Coroner indicts synagogue, we talked about that. Nigerian whiz kids shine in UK, US varsities. Interesting. All right, let's pick which one of the UK, US.
The whiz kids thing. There are 2 children there. There's one, a 24-year-old, Oluwa Tobi, the son of a former youth development minister, Senator Akinlabi.
Okay.
He's a former youth. You see, what I picked in that story, because he came out like the best in law. The other guy, Emen, is from the East. He came out the best in the doctorate degree. I mean, he's a doctor now. He's doing his residency. I looked at the first boy, that's the son of a senator, and I was just wondering in my head that, you know, would he have been able to achieve this much, you know, if he wasn't privileged to do that? No, my heart really broke down when I was reading that story. It's a good thing. I celebrate him. He's the best. He was the only black graduating student, and he topped his class. But I'm saying that, you know, we can't continue to, you know, push our quality brains outside this country. We need to develop our own educational system. We need to make it work. We have the brains already, so let us just try.
Okay.
Federal government, please.
I want to talk about the EFCC arraigning Ohakim and
Nyako.
Now, Nyako, the former governor, was impeached last year, June 15, July 15, Adamawa State, and his son, who happens to be the Senate, is a senator serving right now, representing Adamawa Central, are both being arraigned in addition to Ohakim, concerning the fact that they defrauded someone.
Let me tell you what I read. Ohakim is being charged. It has a 37-count charge, one of which is 40 billion being diverted from the Adamawa State Treasury. The other guy, Ohakim, is $2 million, which he siphoned, and also used the money to build a mansion in Asokoro in Abuja. So these are just some of the
29 billion.
No, $2 million. That's really what I read. I'm telling you what I read. That's one of the charges against that. Now, how do you get your sons involved in this kind of money laundering? I don't get it.
This is a country where we people have gotten away with doing things that are wrong. and they didn't feel like anybody gets to hold them accountable. So there's this level of confidence that I am the governor of this state. What can you do? And this case has been ongoing since last year. So we're seeing, I'm sure the reason it's coming out now is because we have a new government and all that. So let's just see the end.
Last paper for this morning is This Day. Military, how mastermind of Jos Zaria bombings was nabbed. Dogara concedes House leaders post. Bajamila Groups rejects conditions. Emefiele turns around forex depletion. Reserves rise to $31.89 billion. All right, this
Emefiele story, I'm so excited. It says since the coming on board of the president, Muhammad
Senate
Buhari,
president, okay.
No, President Muhammad Buhari, that there's been a rise in our, our national foreign reserve. So he's happy about it. But in the previous papers, he was saying that they have to, these forex issues that they've been going back and forth, that they cannot continue to subsidize finished products to bring it into our country, which I think is a good thing. And on the other hand, the Senate is also asking the CBN governor, to the CBN rather, to go and recover 30 billion naira of like waivers that they have offered to companies in the past. And that one, I'm not sure whether it can be recovered.
Especially for rice.
Yeah.
For importers of rice.
Rice, but can it be recovered? It's a done deal. I'm saying that, like the president promised, just draw the line. Moving forward, this is the, so that we don't have issues of going back and forth. We're looking for solutions here.
Okay.
But I think it's a good thing.
All right. I think that's all we can take on front page. There are lots and lots of stories today.
Too many stories.
But that's a wrap on front page review. When we return, we'll have, guess who? Praise Forward in the building. And we're going to be talking about how do you know when your partner is cheating. We're taking a cue from the Makinwa story. Tokewa is a matter. So saying, okay, since we were married, how do we know if Oga is cheating? Or how can Oga know if we were cheating? Stay with us, we'll be right back. Right, welcome back. Most people have a strong desire to believe what the partner has to say. Trusting a partner creates a sense of security and comfort. No one really wants to think that a spouse may be lying, especially when it comes to infidelity. Rather than assume the worst, it's often easier to believe a pleasant lie than to acknowledge a devastating truth. When things go wrong in a relationship, we often find it hard to overlook a spouse's infidelity. How do we detect when your partner is cheating on you? And what should you do? What's the first thing you do? Last time we talked about checking your husband's or wife's phone, checking to see what's going on. And the issue scooping. Snooping. And there were various angles, oh, you should snoop, you shouldn't snoop. But the idea is that we were saying that you snoop to get information, to know what to do. So you
can target your
But we have Praise Forward in the building, who is going to help us to direct our conversation on how do you detect when your husband or wife is cheating on you. But first, you can call us on 070-806-68014. You could tweet to us at WTVC to join the conversation. Welcome to the show, Chris. How have you been?
I'm good. Good to be back on the show.
Yeah, we hope to see you more often because you just run away.
You guys just decided not to invite me.
What is that?
I'm putting it to you.
No, we have to know. What is that? But these are all my friends listening. We thought you just had abandoned us.
No.
Good to have you back. Now, this matter, and Morenga is here too, so we want to hear your views on it. Yeah. Especially on the issue of how do you know when your husband is cheating on you?
Okay. Truth is, you may not know, and you may also know accidentally. Usually when I sit with intended couples and I ask them questions like, what happens when your spouse, you discover that your spouse is cheating? The default response I get from Nigerians is, over my dead body, it will not happen in Jesus' name. So a lot of people are not prepared for it. Now, I'd rather prepare for the worst and experience the best than prepare for the best and experience the worst. Absolutely. So I've built a shock absorber to things like that. So it will not move me as a person. But many of us are not prepared for things like this. Now, for most couples whose spouses are cheating, it's not a breaking news. It was just that many of them chose to ignore the warning signs. I mean, I've read quite a number of stories breaking in the Nigerian media. I've troubleshot a couple of issues. You know, then you're going to ask the question, when you were dating, did they exhibit traces of someone that you couldn't trust or whatever?
No, let me ask you, let me ask a more direct question. For example, as a wife,
yes,
do you think it's proper for you to just gather information, like maybe check the phone, or maybe check his email, or maybe just check his collar to see what happened, or smell? Do you think once in a while, do you think, let me throw that at you, then I'll come back to you. Do you think as a wife, it's proper for us to at least know?
Yeah, in my own opinion, I feel it is right. It is proper. But before you put yourself in that position to check and all that, you must be prepared, as he said, rightly said. What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? Do you understand? Am I checking? Are you checking because you want to put up a fight? Hi, if he's cheating, he's in trouble, fight. Do you understand? Or you are checking, so in case, because see, we are all human, right? And men, there's a way men are. Some men, not all men are like that. You know, like I tell people that, yeah, not all men, yes, not all men are like that. I tell people that you have to prepare. If anything happens, how do I deal with it? Because I realize that couples that are faithful, close and all that, they experience something like that and they just break up. It's major. And you wonder, they were so close, what happened? They're not together anymore. Do you understand? For me, I tell people, if I go for bridal showers and all that, if I'm advising, you think maybe our husband cheats. The truth is, I'll be 10 years in marriage this year. My husband has never cheated on me. But trust me, if my husband does something tomorrow, I'll be there as a strength and pillar and call him back. No, really.
How do you know for a fact that you're going to tell you?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Good. I'll tell you why. Number one, my husband is called. All his calls on his phone, when he doesn't pick it, are diverted to my phone.
Ooh.
Yeah. If your phone rings like 3 or 4 times,
yeah,
it comes to my phone.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want that application.
Yeah, it diverts it to my phone.
For real?
So his phone, it doesn't have. My own phone is passworded. His phone is not. Do you understand? But even if he puts a password on it, that's not trouble signal. But if I ask him, sweetheart, your phone is locked. Please, your password, and he thinks about it before telling me, or he tells me, why do you want to know? Then I'll be wondering, what's going on? It's a red flag.
It might not really be from my own perspective.
No,
yeah.
Because of my husband.
You understand your person.
Yeah, he doesn't have a password.
I was going to say to her that, you see, you never know. In fact, the easiest man to cheat is the man that you trust the most. You know, because he's built the trustworthiness over time. That, so for example, I don't password my phone, I don't do all the, I do almost all the things. You know, so to say that, Praise will not cheat is, it boils down to the person at the end of the day. Yes. Most of the people who their spouses later found out that they had a child outside, they cheated before, we're some good guys. We're some...
So someone like you, like a good guy now.
Mrs. Forowe.
I am not a good guy. A good guy. We know Praise doesn't cheat, but that means someone like you...
Don't say that.
It depends on what you also call cheating. And you see, let me tell you, if I will come here and say that I've never had emotional attachment with another lady or something, then that's a lie. I'm lying to you because I've told my wife I've had issues, because cheating is basically when you begin to chat with someone, you begin
over again.
That's all right. In fact, my definition of cheating right now is the moment you become very comfortable in the presence of someone else that is not your spouse. That's where cheating starts from. Because unguided proximity will ultimately build immorality.
Thank you. I want to say something. I totally support that. Isn't ignorance bliss? Must I know if he's cheating? If he doesn't, but really, isn't ignorance bliss? What I don't know will not kill me. If he's taking care of all the bills, if he's satisfying me in bed, if he's doing every other thing, and he might be doing something else but I don't know, I trust him. Isn't that bliss for me? Well, must I know about it?
I don't believe in snooping around. However, the danger in that also, I don't also believe in being stupid, in quote, right now, because a lot of women overlook a whole lot of things. As a matter of fact, I always say to people, the moment friendship becomes affected in your relationship, where communication is no longer effective, you have already opened doors to certain things for it to begin to happen. Now, for example, your husband is driving with you, and he looks at a particular girl. Can you stand it when your man says, wow, I like that girl? Most women can't stand it. That's why a lot of men now assume that women love it when you lie to them. So you want a guy to say, oh, look at this. So a girl is...
Are we helping point the girl in the
direction? A girl is in bum shot right now, and the guy is driving with his wife, and he looks at the girl, and the guy goes, this world safe. These girls are very stupid. The wife is happy. My husband hates girls like that.
Yeah, but my husband does that kind of thing too. I'm wondering for a story.
But you see, can we stand the truth about our men?
So are you saying that he thinks? Are you saying that he thinks that I can't stand the truth?
Yeah, because let me tell you, how do you get a man not to
to
cheat? The easiest way to get your man not to cheat is when you create an environment where the man is emotionally accountable, where he can think aloud with you.
Exactly.
Then it becomes very difficult for him because he will tell you at the point of intention to say, hey, I tell my wife sometimes, I say, you know what, I'm having this emotional thing with this person.
For real?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How does she take it?
Well, initially it was, initially the environment had not been created, you know, so I used to keep it to myself, and I'll talk to my mentor and say, this is what I'm about doing, this is what I feel like doing. But with time, you know, we built it to that level where I can tell her, hey girl, you know, this is what I feel towards this person. In fact, even in my office, my secretary, you know, for example, you know, there are checks.
So you're saying they shouldn't get jealous.
They
shouldn't get
We're not
jealous.
saying don't get jealous. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying don't get jealous. But can we stand the truth? Because it looks like we have so much expectation about our men.
The truth is
Okay,
bad.
wait, 1 second. I want to, because you're taking us a different angle now, because I want to see how your wife or any woman in that kind of situation where your husband comes and I'm feeling emotionally connected to ABC. How should we handle it as women? But let me come to you first. Before then, you can then advise us, like, what's the best approach? When my own husband comes to me, there's this girl. What do I do? Let me,
you know, I was telling you guys just before the show. Yesterday, my husband came back from the mall, and there was a tiny lipstick stain on his shirt. And he came and was showing me that, see lipstick stain. I said, how did you get the lipstick stain? Who was the person? It took him some seconds, and I said, it's YK. I said, if it wasn't YK now, you would not have even shown me. You just quickly go and put it in the laundry bag. You know, for me, I think what you said about being comfortable, you know, I try as much as possible when I'm with my husband. I would identify a beautiful girl. Look at that girl. What do you think? She's very pretty, right? You know, we'll be analyzing, look at how she's set and all that. Because I have, you know, I have learned to allow him think out loud. Every man has the tendency, you know, to want to see somebody else and want to appreciate the person. But you see, I always try to communicate with my husband to tell him that I'm working towards what you like. So tell me what you like. If it's this one you like, let me try to, you know, build myself
I like that
around
angle.
what you like.
But what if your husband is making it look as if he doesn't like that, but you sense that he actually likes that?
That is where the problem is now.
I have a question though. Like if you're building yourself towards, if you are naturally, you saw me that I'm a tall, huge person. There is no way I can be petite in my life. Even if I lose all the weight in this world. You now say you like petite small. Why did you not marry small? Why do you keep admiring small? How can I build myself into being a petite
there are
person?
things you can't change, you know, and that's why I love the prayer of serenity that people usually pray. You know, there are things you can change. I can't change your height to become a petite, you know. You know, there's this myth out there that people usually don't marry the person they truly love. True. That there's some girl, some guy outside there that you know, and it's a myth that a lot of people believe in. So you're married to this person where you're flirting with someone else. You know, it's a myth out there. Now, talking about your height, you can't change that. However, there are things that can be changed because you see, we give a lot of rooms for flirting, for cheating, a lot of relationship. While I'm not holding brief for spouses who cheat, you know, but when I sit in counseling, part of the things I'm asking for, you know, is what did you violate? What didn't you do right? You know, so you take, for instance, a guy say, oh, no, I'll give you some practical cases. This guy was going to have an end of the year party, you know, and it was going to take place at a club, you know, for his office. It was going to be an all-night, you know, clubbing experience. Then the wife says in their church they're having 7 days of something, you know, which is an all-night event as well. Doesn't want me to serve God, He wants to go for the club instead of going. And I said, woman, you know, who is most important to you between your wife, your husband, and your pastor? And she said, my pastor is God. And I said, no. Because if your husband checks you out, he said, he wants to miss out the blessing. I said, Sister Blessing is at the club, waiting to anoint your husband. He said, but that's against Christianity. I said, you better follow your husband right now or else. You know, so things, little things like this, you know, where couples can agree.
All right. So we want to look into what are those warning signs, because for someone like me personally, I think I've mentioned it here before, that my husband always encouraged, oh, leave your hair the way it is. Don't stress yourself. Don't go and do anything. Just, you look okay with natural look like that. Just don't go and stress yourself. And then you see a Kim Kardashian weave on, like, that that girl is hot too. And I'm wondering, hey, Jehovah, which one is this? Should I leave the natural?
Yeah, but
I'm just going to do with one.
But
so is that a warning sign? Is it telling me indirectly that he likes the Kim Kardashian hairstyle, or do I just stay the way I am?
But do you know the funny thing is, sometimes they don't know what the makeup is or what the hair or something. They just feel this looks good and that looks good. My husband tells me, I don't like the brows, I don't like the lashes, I don't like that. And there was a day we just on the computer and he saw Rita Dominic. He said, sweetheart, this Rita Dominic, she's so pretty, Sha. I said, really? Then I looked at her, I said, she's pretty, yeah, she's so. Then he looked at her and said, can you imagine, without makeup, she's looking good. And she was wearing nude makeup. This one, everything on point.
And she said without makeup.
Can you imagine, even without makeup, she's looking so beautiful. I said, sweetheart, there is makeup. I'm doing makeup.
Imagine.
Do you understand? So that's what it just feels, she looks, so the thing for me now, I just look at it and I'm like, okay, you don't expect the guy to tell you that, should I change the hair? Should I just look good? That's the first thing. Look good for yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, yes,
whenever I take that extra mile to actually go and
you
look
get compliments.
He knows like, hey, you really feel like looking fine, have you? You think you're looking very fine.
Just look good.
Now, talking about the warning
signs.
Now, a school of thought believes that the moment your husband begins to pass forward his phone, it's cheating. It's not true. Some men, it's temperament decided. You know, there are, for example, the males, usually my thing, my cup, my bed space, my everything. So such will, but because they believe their private affairs, their private, which I don't agree with. You know, but there are things like the moment the first thing you want to look at is what's the character of the man you marry or the character of the woman you marry.
Exactly.
You know, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You know, it's a fundamental belief. Does it cheat at work? You know, those are, you know, subtle things that you don't, you know.
At work?
Yeah, does it cheat at work? Does it cut corners at work? And because it's bringing the money home, you're comfortable with it. That's cheating. You know, that's a cheating pattern already.
That's true.
You know, so you are comfortable with it because it doesn't affect you.
It favors
you know.
you.
Yeah, it favors you.
That's the personality of the man.
That's a pattern. Now, you want now look at things like, what is the communication line in your relationship? Are you guys best of friends? And I'm not talking about you wear the same clothes and all the kind of things. You know, you're on the red carpet together. No. Do you talk real issues? When you're together, when was the last time you took a walk together? Are you guys still friends? You know, because the moment you're not friends, then you need to, who does it confide in? You know, do you talk real issues? You know, because people don't talk about it. Can you stand the truth? Now, when you can't answer those questions, then you have created room for the man to begin to cheat. Now,
let me take this call from Violet from Navy Barracks. Violet, are you there? We lost that call. Sorry. Go ahead, please. Okay, let me let you go.
Okay, I wanted to add that the truth is that I think when you were saying things about, you know, what your husband likes, my husband, for me, the red flag, if he's uncomfortable taking me to any place, do you understand? You know, there are some men that say, no, this one is strictly for the boys. My husband does not have any restrictions with me. Anywhere that I cannot go there with him, he cannot, you know, I mean, so for me, if he turns around tomorrow and he's having a particular business meeting that I cannot follow him to go and see what the meeting is about, then I think for me, that's my own red flag.
Let me take this call from Immaculate. Immaculate, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
He's so excited.
Oh my God. Okay. Let me quickly contribute to they've just taken our interrupted our path. So I just want to say that my husband used to like it when I check on him sometimes. And he used to feel like I care. He used to feel like, in fact, till now, when I was dating him, I didn't want to even put myself into his private life, and sometimes I just want to let him be. But he got to a point that he felt like I don't love him enough, and I don't show care and all that. So now, sometimes I just tip him on some words like, how many girls have you seen today and all that. So he feels like, yes, I care, and somebody remembers that she loves him and all that. So I think sometimes it's good to check on your husband, and even if you don't want to check, just pretend like you care about what he does.
Thank you, Immaculate. I can totally connect with that. Immaculate, I can totally connect with that, because that has happened to me when my husband just feels like I'm not caring enough. I remember when somebody did something to him, and I was saying, oh no, don't do that to my. No, it was the day you guys came to the party when I was like, to our house. Something happened about, I was now saying, no, my husband don't give my husband, and he was so happy that I was defending him. I said, yeah. So he was like, I like the way you are. I'm wondering, me, I don't have that for this defending. So I started defending all over the place. You know, but I can't sustain that. I'm sorry.
Well, you need to learn because there's what we call the platinum rule. Platinum rule says you don't treat people the way you want to be treated. You treat them the way they want to be treated. You know, most of us don't understand that. So there's a way
before you said that, you don't want to treat people the way. I thought the rule is treat people the way you want to be treated.
Well,
so have to treat them the way they want to be treated.
You and I had issues because I was treating you the way I like being treated, and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I have to understand what you like and give it to you.
You need to understand, you know, for example, things like love language is what, because the person that speaks your spouse's love language is the person he bonds with. You know, then how does it like to be corrected? And you see, your spouse, a lot of women don't understand this. A lot of our men can't be accountable to their women because a lot of women are judgmental on even the smallest issues. You know, so it says the way you judge the house help, it says the way you judge everyone around. Then he's wondering, and he says, so he's wondering, if I bring my case to this woman now, you know, because when a man is doing well, he needs a cheerleader. When he's misbehaving, he needs a mother.
Let me take Yakub. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Morning, sorry for keeping you. Please go ahead.
And then good morning to you all. I really love the man that you bring on today because we all learning from him. And then he has said a lot of things that I learned this morning. And then, Morayo, let me just remember something that you said earlier. When this question came up last time, you said something very, very important. You said before you got married, somebody called you and tells you that, Morayo, come. You have to prepare for what? Whether you like it or not. So just prepare yourself. I could remember that statement. And then if every woman can take that word, it will be better for them. Thank you. Good morning.
Let me repeat that for those that didn't hear that. What I said at the last time we had this discussion was that somebody told me, I said, Mariah, think of everything in this world that your husband can do to you. Think of everything and begin to forgive him. Even before you enter marriage, start forgiving him now. And I did that. And the only thing I was saying that I cannot forgive my husband for is incest. But everything else, I am prepared because I have started forgiving him before marriage.
You understand forgiveness. Actually, forgiveness is a heart that's willing to forgive before the offense is committed. Because that word itself, forgiveness, is a grammatical construction of for, which means before. Then give, which is a gift, is in your hand to give it. So can you give it ahead of time before it happens?
I want to say something because for me, warning signs that you look out for, and because you didn't mention it, one, marriage, you need to bond with your spouse so that you can sense the distance. I don't believe in snooping. I feel that if you're one with your husband, you would sight it, as in you would feel it when something goes apart. So the goal for married women and or anybody married is to ensure that you're one with your husband or with your wife, such that if any distance begins to appear, you find a way to
Let me take Adewunmi's call.
fix it.
Adewunmi, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Let me just tell you briefly. One key way to know if your spouse is cheating is that when your spouse isn't complaining, despite your efforts, you come out late, she doesn't complain or he doesn't complain. You have no communication with him or her, he or she doesn't complain. Certainly, somebody is making them or her happy somewhere. Also, sense that whatever exercise you've gone to, your wife start complaining. Just try to find out what is going on. And number two is that with relationship, sometimes it's about communication briefly. Once there's no communication in the house, a lot of things will break down. Naturally, men have abilities for things like this. But when you find out that your man is not communicating, your man is not communicating effectively, deep down into the relationship, something is going wrong. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a tweet I want you to address.
Place of prayer.
Sorry. Adex says, it's supposed to say, it's high time every partner realize that cheating is healthy in a relationship. The better they better put their minds to rest. Would you agree with that?
Well, that's his model of the world, and your model of the world is not always the right model of the world. Maybe that's tweet is born out of what is gone through. I mean, it's like when people make blanket statement like, there is no virgin again in the world. You know, all men are promiscuous. No, all men are not promiscuous. You know, so it's a model of the world. I mean, I can't fault it. It could have been based on his experience. You know what is gone through. But you say, when you say all, or when people use words like most, I'm asking, how many human beings have you met to have generalized? You know,
Exactly.
One second. Ayo, are you there? Ayo.
To you, ladies.
Good morning, please.
Yeah. All of you are looking extremely beautiful this morning, but who is extremely beautiful this morning?
Thank
you. We are very one day.
Yeah, I would just want to say something. Your guest has really hit the nail on the head. There are the male girls you have. He said something about cheating. People just think it's when one go after other only. There are things you do that are also cheating. He just said something about when you feel very comfortable with an opposite sex at times that is not even your wife, that to some extent is not related to you, maybe it's a friend, you feel comfortable around that person. I tell you, if you feel too comfortable around that person and you stay around that person all the time, it will lead to something else. And if you feel that person, you feel too much comfortable around that person, I think the best thing you need to do is to start avoiding that person. But I also want to say one thing some women do. We have some women who have this opinion, whether you cheat or not, they just have that mentality that men cheat, and they hold on to that. Even when you are trying to be at your best, they still have that mindset that you are doing something that is not right. How do you deal with such people?
I like Praise to address that.
I want to even answer that thing, because remember that when we did that training, I said that my own model of the world, connecting with what he said, was that because I grew up in a restaurant, we had big restaurants where we had top government officials that used to come to my mother's restaurant, and every man that was married used to bring like a girlfriend to the place. So I grew up with that mentality that men that have money, you know, would definitely cheat, and men are usually unfaithful. So it took a while. And remember, we always say that whatever we are looking for, we eventually find it when we put our minds, you know, to it. So when I started having a lot of issues in my marriage, I realized that I was focused so much on the negative. I wasn't even saying that this man truly loved me and really cares about me. You know, I was focused on the negative, and it was all negative, you know, galore. But however, I wanted to ask Morenike, because, you know, Nima is always of the opinion that because men, as a Muslim, men are what's it called, polygamous in nature and all that. Do you totally agree that, you know, based on your religion, that we have to, you know, accept the fact that a man has to marry plenty wives?
Okay, no, let me correct that quickly. Yeah. You see, I tell people that Islam is a way of life. Do you understand? It's like we have we have things that guide you. It's a guide to life. God knows the way he has created us. He knows that you're going to come across different situations in life. Do you understand? Okay, let me take a couple, for instance. You've been married and probably your wife got mentally deranged or something, and you cannot have intimacy with her anymore. What happens? Do you start sleeping around? In that kind of situation, you can marry another. Don't cheat. Marry. When you're going to sleep with somebody else, bring that person home. Let your wife approve. And that's something that they don't mention. In Islam, if you want to marry somebody else, you must get approval from your wife. When God talked about you marrying more than one wife, he said if you can love them equally. Another part of my Quran says, even amongst your children, you can't love equally. Do you understand? But just a way of life. Do you understand? In case God looked at her and he said, in case you come across something happens to you, or your wife is terminally ill and you cannot be intimate with her anymore, do you start sleeping around? Don't cheat. You can marry another. That is the way Islam. That's
okay. All right, let me take Bose's call there, because I wanted him to address the issue that other caller. Bose, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Please go ahead.
Hello, ladies. I've been watching your program from the beginning.
Thank you.
Show, and I'm a first-time caller.
Yay! Welcome to the show.
I just want to commend you that you people are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And I like the way you address issues and you are protecting the women folk. Kudos to all of you.
Thank you.
Where is YK?
You know, she did her daughter's wedding recently, so she's still resting. Don't worry, you see her next week, I think.
Okay, all right. Okay, ciao, ladies.
All right, thank you. Now, let me go back to the mentality women have that, you know what, this is, men will always cheat. How do we deal with that?
Now, I'll tell you that as a human being, you are like a computer, you know, where programs are installed in you. Now, when you were growing up as a child, you saw your father, you know, sit in front of church as a deacon. But this man, so you learned godliness. It was installed into you as a person. Then after some time, a strange woman came to the house, and the peace of your home became destroyed. Then you never couldn't really trust men again because that man had broken that trust. So the software of lack of trust was installed into you. Now you grew with all these things. So you saw your father maltreat your mother. Naturally, you have this self-fulfilling prophecy or expectation that says all men are the same because we've seen a pocket of men do the same. So when you get into marriage, what you realize that you begin to expect is your expectation, even when the man is sane, he would never cheat. You keep snooping around. So you see him with a particular lady, you say, oh, that was how because he will never be able to explain because
Let me pause you. I have a call from Niger State. I don't want to lose it. Aisha from Niger State, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, Aisha, how are you? How is Niger State?
Oh. Yes, I'm there. I'm fine, thank you. First time caller.
Yay!
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And we are having more confidence in living in our family.
Thank you.
The way you handle things and the way you iron things, we appreciate it. Every blessed day. I'm always together with you guys.
Thank you, Aisha. Oh, thank you so much.
God bless you. Take care.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of.
So you realize that you now keep expecting your man to, so even when he has a decent and innocent relationship with the opposite sex, because of your father, that was how your father also brought that secretary home and says, it's just my secretary, before she became your stepmother.
You have hit the nail.
So you're looking at this woman with suspicion, and because you just have this feeling that, hey, this is my man, he must not slip from my hand the way my father slipped from my mother's hand. Then unknown to you, what you're also doing, you are choking the man and you are driving him away. So a man who never had the intention of cheating, who wanted to be honest, now sees this woman who is choking her, holding her by the neck.
You know what? I come from a polygamous family. My mother was the first wife. And my father's second wife also started with somebody that was bringing food to him and everything. So I'm always waiting for that. I'm always like, I'm looking out for the woman. The woman is not there. But I'm always thinking, where is there somebody I'm ready, so I connect directly what you're saying.
But you know that most of the things that you are afraid of is the thing that eventually happens.
Hey, I reject
That's
it.
why don't reject it. That's why you need you need to repattern your thinking, and because love believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, loves all the time. So when you expect the best from your husband, and you do your own part, that's what you will do.
Go ahead. Yeah, let me let you go.
What is the place of prayer? Because last time we discussed something like this, I said you pray so that it does not happen. Yeah. And people were like, no, what if it already happens? The foundation is bad. Yeah. What do you do? What is the place of prayer in correcting it?
I'll let him answer that question. Let me take this call from First Stack, I think. Yeah. Vivian, sorry. Hi, Vivian.
Yeah, fine. Good morning. This is my first time of calling. I've been trying.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I listen to your conversation every morning before I go out.
Thank you.
And actually, as a woman, we have to apply what women need in the family when it comes.
Look, sorry about that. Prayer.
Okay, now, I have a problem with the way we perceive prayers in Nigeria. Prayer to Nigerians is a magical wand that makes all things happen.
Perfect.
It's not true. There's a place of prayer, there's a place of thinking, there's a place of walking out, there's a place of taking responsibilities. Prayers cannot replace the place of taking responsibility. In fact, if I want to cheat as a man, my prayer's wife cannot stop me from cheating. We need to understand that. So it's not in your hand. What I think prayer is a communication where you take on the wisdom that helps you know what to do. And I'll give you a case in point. A woman came to me and she was talking about my husband is cheating, he's already receiving nude pictures and from other ladies. I caught him, I'm going to go out of this relationship. And I said, woman, if you're going to take, and meanwhile I was praying, trust me. And I was asking, what do I tell her to do? So I told the one that, see, I'm going to prescribe something that you're going to do. In fact, the man had been denying all the while. I said, can you take pictures of yourself, and send to him? She was like, no, that's ungodly.
That's ungodly.
I said, woman, I'm not saying send it to me. Send it to your husband. So she reluctantly heeded that counsel and did that to her husband. And it was about 10 o'clock, and the man called back to say, hey, why would anybody could have picked my phone? He said, since I realized that that's your new appetite. That's the next meal you loved. I decided to give it. This man came back, and he was a man who does church, you know, came back home crying. Now, eventually opened up that he's been doing pornography, he's been hooked on pornography, he's been soliciting for nude pictures.
Wisdom.
Now, so what women don't know is you must know at what point the appetite of your man has changed.
Hey,
you must be sensitive.
Hey, wait, I have a call. Remy. Good morning, Remy. Are you there?
Hello, good morning, Mariah.
Yes, go ahead, please.
How are you doing, lady?
Good, good.
Yeah, I just want to correct an impression. The lady you have in the house this morning, she was saying something about her husband not cheating because all his calls are diverted to her line when he's not picking it up. The man may have an arrangement with the lady, don't call me. I will be doing the calling. So that doesn't mean the husband doesn't have anything doing. So you just have to have that in mind. Then another thing I just want to tell ladies or women that are married is that as soon as you are married, you don't have to let go of yourself. Some women, when you see them at home, after marriage, you think they are something else. They will be so fat, they will tie wrapper in the morning, they will be doing, instead of you to get back home in the evening, wear bomb shorts, you know, look sexy when your husband comes in, you know.
Mariah, wear bomb shorts.
Who is Mariah? You.
Thank you, Remy.
And you know what? If you catch your husband cheating, the next thing for you to do is not to nag.
Okay. Not nag.
If I find out my husband is dating any woman, what I'll do is that I'll see who that lady is and look at what is so special about her that I don't have. And I'll give it to him. Thank you
so much, Remy. The rapper thing, I want you to respond. I'll let you respond.
Yeah.
Let me let you respond, actually.
Okay, sorry. Let me respond quickly. When I said my husband has not cheated for 10 years, I wouldn't hold on to because he diverted his call. No, we work together. So it's like we go to work together. I know for a fact. I know. But that's what I'm saying. But it's not that tomorrow. It might not happen. And because I've not put my, and because I've still not let down my guard. Jonathan, I still look for, I still want to look good and all of that.
Because I know it applies to me. There was a time it was very, very hot.
You have to drop it.
Very, very hot. I took wrapper. I did like this. And I remember that I was the way bombs. Yes. I beg you, it is too hot. I was using to put it down like this. My husband didn't say anything, but listen, you cannot accuse me of using wrapper because there are times in this weather that you need wrapper.
Well, you know, from findings and research, men don't don't dig women who wear wrapper, who tie wrapper around the house. But they will not also tell you because they don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, because also that wrapper, and you know that wrapper that you tie, it's not as if you tie different wrapper. There's a particular one.
Yeah.
That you tie all the time. Even when it's dirty, you tie it. You know, that wrapper also reminds him
of his mother.
How unromantic his mother became to his father.
Okay.
This is what. I
have in my house. Those beans. I think I have. Go ahead. Let me let you.
You know, so that's the issue. And
we didn't take tweets, oh. Please take tweets. I beg.
I don't even know.
Take about 5.
IK says women are the greatest cheat of all time. Men are the worst cheat in the whole wild world. Galadima of Lagos says these men cheat on their wives with other women. That is another man that doesn't cheat. I don't understand what these people are saying. Taiwo says, well done, Tokwe, spoken like a true role model. The role of prayer can never be overemphasized in marriage. Apostle Timmy says, 21st Nigeria, our faithfulness is to God, even if our spouse is unfaithful.
Let me take some Tokwe.
Maya says, cheating will occur when results to loving an idea of a person we want and not taking time to listen to the need of that party.
Absolutely.
Taiwo says, well, okay, I think I'm reading almost the same thing. I want to take some. Someone says that pray and continue praying. Never get tired. You will see God intervene.
Moisola Kajara says you need to apply wisdom in your marriage. Give the man a breathing space and not cheating space.
Okay. Yes, I need to round up. So I'll let Veronica have a last word and then the last word. Just anything you want to say concerning this matter.
Yeah, I'll just tell women, give your men space. You get a life as well and put spice in your marriage.
Yes, fantastic. Get a life and put spice. Fantastic.
I totally agree with her. You see, your life shouldn't stop because you're now married. As a matter of fact, you know, when you choke the man, he would move away from you. But sometimes you need to ignore the man so that you can do the chasing.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean by ignoring him doesn't now mean you now go off. I mean, get into the boutique, you know, get in on the laundry. If you can learn how to do lap dance, you know, do all these things.
Pole dance,
yeah, and do whatever. He's your man afterwards.
I'm getting my groove on, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I know you're doing pole dancing.
YK's dance class is highly recommended.
Yeah.
For that.
The pole dancing. All right. You people are just corrupting our viewers. All right. That's all we can say. Thank you so much, Praise. Veronica, it's been great having you. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to watch a repeat at 9 p.m. tonight. You can also watch previous episodes by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for Your View. God bless you. See you tomorrow, Friday. Bye-bye.